It's a great day to be alive and an artist. My name is Matt with a hat, and today in our audition series, we are going to talk about our next guidepost, which is importance. So, just as a review, we started with guidepost number 1, which was relationship, and that is, who is this person that you're talking to? What is your relationship with them? And how does that affect things? Number 2 is conflict, right? And conflict is, what are you fighting for? And we use tactics to get what we're fighting for. Guidepost number 3 is, what happened in the moment before? Guidepost number 4 is humor. How do you bring humor to cover things up possibly, or to make light of a situation that's bad? Guidepost number 5, which is my favorite, to be honest, is opposites. Guidepost number 6 is discoveries. And guidepost number 7 is communication and competition. Guidepost number 6 is talking about the discoveries that we make both internally and externally in the moment. Guidepost number 7 is communicating with specific ways with specific people, and we're competing with that other person. And now, guidepost number 8, the thing you've been waiting for is importance. So I talked about this in an earlier video where we talk about raising the stakes. When you are in a play or a movie or any kind of dramatic work, it is not a normal day, right? You are not in a situation, no one wants to watch the normal. They don't want to watch you brushing your teeth unless it's dramatically interesting. They don't want to watch just your ordinary day. Today, in this monologue that you're working on, today is a moment of crisis. Today is a moment where everything is going to change, and the importance of it and what has to happen is always life or death. The stakes are always life or death. Now, what do I mean by this? What I mean is, what happens to you as a character if you lose, right? If a character is falling in love for the first time, what happens if they lose that love? What happens to them, that pain? If there's a scene where a character is being charged with theft, what happens if they lose? They could literally go to prison. What happens if you lose? What happens if you lose the competition is always important, whether it's a personal importance, right? We hear all the time, I would die if this happened, right? Well, in this case, that feeling is exacerbated. It is high, it's heightened, right? I would die if. Now, I do want to take a minute to just say one thing that is very important, that, and this is probably one of the hardest things for actors to grasp. I would say it's hard for directors too. There's an old saying, it says, dying is easy, comedy is hard. And I think that when you look at comedy, the biggest mistake made by actors and directors is they try to make it funny, right? They try to go, we're going to put on, like, I would say Will Ferrell energy, even though I don't think Will Ferrell actually follows this thing. And that's where they overdo it and they try to be funny, right? And you know, there's some to that. But if you really watch Will Ferrell, and if you really watch what he's doing, he is taking, as that weird, obnoxious character he's playing, he's taking himself very seriously. You'll notice that a lot of the times with these great comic actors, the person across from them is breaking character. They're laughing because it's so ridiculous. But the actual actor who is portraying this person is fighting for what they believe in. They're fighting for whatever the ridiculous moment is that they're going for. So if we think of that cowbell scene from Saturday Night Live that Will Ferrell was in, Will Ferrell was playing that the cowbell was his instrument, and he needed to shine with that cowbell, right? And you can see it on his face. But go ahead, watch some movies of your favorite comic and see how serious they take it, even with these larger than life characters. You'll also see in other types of comedy that they're just playing normal people in absurd situations. I once heard, and I think it's a pretty accurate thing, that the only difference between comedy and drama for the actor is that in drama, the stakes make sense, right? So if we were to look at our, normal example now, Romeo and Juliet, the stakes of Romeo getting caught is literally death. No doubt. They are literally he's breaking into his enemy's house to hook up with his enemy's daughter, right? And we've already got people that want him dead because he showed up to the party. But he is willing to risk death. So the stakes in that scene, the importance is so high, and it makes sense. Now, in a comedy, much as in our real everyday life, what the character wants doesn't make sense. They want it more than life itself. The stakes are high. They're willing to die for it. But instead, I want your room clean now, right? And it's got that life or death stakes. And the other person's like, okay, I'll clean my room. It's not that big of a deal. I got it. Do it now. Blah, blah, blah. And this is what creates it. It's really taking yourself seriously that's going to make people laugh. But nonetheless, the stakes are life or death in the feeling of the character. I have to win or else pop, even if it doesn't make sense, right? And this is just an important thing when you are dealing with your character, how to make it more intense, how to make it more important, right? And this is what we call raising the stakes. The crisis is now, and you've got to understand the crisis. And if we think of ourselves when we're in moments of crisis, right, we're very creative in winning. We're very creative. And your character is very creative in winning. And all of these guideposts, they come together to make this importance shine. They come together to make importance shine. And importance is just going to make your performance even better. Yeah. So take that monologue and apply each of the guideposts you've learned so far and see what is happening to it. Have a partner go over it and have them even have a friend say, hey, I want you to raise the stakes today. I want to see what happens if it becomes more important. And you'll see how your energy changes. You'll see how that monologue changes, right? I've got to get this date to prom, right? Or whatever it might be. You have that choice. You have that option to continually make it more and more important. And that is going to make your monologue amazingly awesome. All right. You are amazing. I love you. I hope this guidepost of importance has helped you. Have a beautiful day.